Hey, I picked up a new camera. It's a Mokose C100, and you're looking at it right now. Let's talk a little bit more about it. I think I'm going to explain a couple of things before I go into details about the camera. This has a fixed lens, 3.2 millimeter, whereas this camera has a 6 to 12 millimeter variable. This camera is 39 inches away. It's a long way away. It looks like I'm almost touching it, but you see how much more tape measure I have to go. This camera is only 20 inches, so half the distance. As you can see, it looks like I'm somewhat similar in distance. This one's 20 inches, this one's 40 inches. So I want to get that cleared up. Now this camera's already hooked up and wired up and set up, and I changed the HDMI settings on it and everything. So I'm not going to unplug it because I don't know if I lose all my settings or not. I'm going to just turn on my iPhone and show you this camera in the temporary location. I've just got it clamped onto my desk right now, but I'm going to show you what this looks like. Maybe. Nah, not going to do that. Okay, here's a quick look at the camera. This does have a 3.2 millimeter fixed lens, non-zoomable, but it is focusable. There is a microphone on top. I don't use the mic on the top. Haven't tried this particular one, but I haven't heard any of these that sound good. I don't think people are using the mics on their Canons and Sonys and every other good kind of cool camera. Why would this one be different? On the back, you've got all of your functions here to change your ISO and then your white balance, all the other things. You can toggle through all of those settings. Video, it will do pictures. All of those settings are on there. There is a mounting point on the top. There is a mounting point on the bottom. On the end of it here, you've got your 12 volts in, and your micro SD card will record to a micro SD card in 4K. On this side, you've got your HDMI output and a USB cable. The USB runs under the UVC standard, so you don't need any special drivers, just plug and play. You do, however, lose the functions of the HDMI, and if you don't like to fiddle with the back of the camera, they do have a remote that comes with it so that you can change all of your settings from this remote. My beef with the infrared remotes, this one is for my camera, this one is for my video light. If I poke buttons on here and the video light can see this controller, it will change settings on my video light. I don't know what it's going to do because it's not for the video light, but it still sees the infrared signal and will change settings on my light. So I have to be sure that the remote is pointed away from my video light when I make changes. In my opinion, this is a decent little camera, and for the price point, I think it's kind of hard to beat. Now, I don't know. This is the picture that I'm getting out of this. I'm going into a Mac PC, a Mac Mini, and I've got mostly the settings are set within the camera. I did make a couple of tweaks with the video color correction in OBS. So this is where I'm sitting with this thing right now. I'll put a picture of the capture card up here on the screen, show you what I'm using right now. And I'll try to put links to all this stuff. For somebody that's just getting started, I think this is a step up from just your average webcam. I'm really close to the wall behind me, and as you can see, it's a little bit out of focus. If that was further away, it would be more out of focus, and I could actually probably pull this thing in just a little bit, put me a little more in focus and the back a little more out of focus. If you have any questions about this, throw them in the comments, and I'll get to them as quick as I can. If there's something that I left out that you have a question about, or you just want to see more about this camera, let me know, and I'll get on it as quick as I can. I'm still working full-time at my day job. I'm going to throw a couple of other videos up over here. I'll catch you in one of those, or I'll catch you down the road.